Yo guys, what is going on? Got some BT8 gameplay for you guys featuring a deck I've been messing around with a little bit. Really fun one here. This is Veemon Armor Rush. So I actually don't really think the Armor Rush name is quite appropriate for the deck. While it is a pseudo rookie rush deck, you're basically playing all rookies and champions. I think it has a lot more versatility and value that like just regular plain old rookie rush in the past has not really had. So anyways, we are facing off against the yellow-purple hybrid. You see me digivolve into the Flame Dramon there, and I'm going to swing into the security, triggering the Veemon's effect to draw one, and then hit an Omni One Sword defeat off of the first hit, so that's pretty unfortunate. But Flame Dramon and all the other armored Digimon are really versatile because of their, well, for one, their armor purge ability, which basically lets them live through the first deletion effect or by battle that would occur. So you see here, if my opponent attacks over with the Omnimon's Sword defeat, he's going to, I can just armor purge and then leave the Veemon suspended on my side of the field, but of course he is actually going to evolve it into the Kazemon to be able to just go ahead and attack over it again, essentially forcing your opponent to kill your dudes twice. Now the only real way to bypass that is either bouncing them to hand or to deck, or to reduce the DP to be able to delete both the armor purge Digimon as well as the rookie. So a lot of really cool effects, and then of course the value you get off of the effects like Rydramon being able to suspend something, Flame Dramon being able to boost his DP, and then of course Magnamon being probably one of the best ones, being able to unsuspend and make himself a blocker. Also the jamming Veemon is really crazy in this deck, so you see there I'm just gonna digivolve that, and it's really powerful to be able to just go into any of the armors after the fact, because then you get jamming on your rookie, so you can swing multiple times, etc. So I'm just gonna swing with the Veemon into a Kazemon there, and then just play another one, not really trying to commit too many Digimon to field because I know my opponent's playing some sort of yellow security control type deck, so probably don't want to be playing into any sort of like spread effects, possibly like the Schwartz laser or whatever, or anything like that. So just playing a Veemon Searcher there. My opponent is going to swing into security, hitting the Davis and Ken. So at the start of my turn, or start my main phase rather, if I've got a blue Digimon in play, I'll be able to gain one memory. Gonna swing Jet Sylphimon, and then hitting an armor texture and security use security effect does actually get me a Veemon from my trash, and then I will be able to trigger its on play effect, revealing top 4, searching for any dual color card, but of course not going to be able to get anything there. So armor texture I think is a really solid card overall, not only the main effect being crazy, allowing you to essentially mask change into another armor Digimon, but then of course being able to trigger that security effect's nice too. And then we're going to see TK Kari to pass the turn. I am going to just start swinging anyways. I probably don't really care too much in this deck that your opponent's got TK Kari, or at the very least I'm going to put him to 3 so we're matching, and then going to hit the TK in security, and of course the Ubumon will draw me a card as well, so lots and lots of card advantage going on here. We're going to see him grab the TK Kari off of the TK effect and then shuffle up that security stack. Now I do got the Megadeth here, which I can actually trigger because I got the Davis and Ken counts as a dual blue-green color, so I've got both colors on the field. Can also go into something like a Rydramon, Flame Dramon, Magnamon, basically every armor in my hand here. Plasma Shot's another really cool option card that you can play just because you've got a lot of the armor Digimon to play, and then of course it lets you bypass the color restriction. So I'm going to go ahead and just swing into Veemon into security, hitting a Gazimon there, going to die, and probably just trying to get the most value off of my rookies here. Swing into security, so if I hit a Tamer or something that doesn't die, then I can just Digivolve into Magnamon and unsuspend. But I'm going to hit a Susanamon, and then just Digivolve into an armor here, probably the Magnamon anyways, for a cost of 3, since the Digimon I'm evolving on does have Veemon in its name. So then I get to unsuspend him. He becomes plus 2,000 for each armor form in my trash, so I believe he gains quite a bit here. Actually only 2,000, so well, at least he'll be able to block out the Jet Sylphimon there, and then of course being able to unsuspend is quite nice as well. So if I wanted to attack again, I could, but probably just want to keep it, keep my blocker. And then we're just going to Megadeth. Of course, since I do meet both color requirements, I'll be able to suspend a Digimon and then bounce a Digimon back to hand. So going to bounce that Zwart defeat back to hand, which is a little bit unfortunate because I know he can possibly just use it again, but having the on deletion effect to kill something is pretty annoying. But then again, maybe it doesn't matter too much because I've got armor purge. So we're going to see him start with 7 because of TK Kari, Digivolve into the Kazemon there for a cost of 2, going down to 5. Now keep in mind he can't really swing here unless he wants to lose a Digimon to the Magnamon. Since he is a 9,000 blocker here, going to Digivolve Zephyrmon on top of for 1, so security does get a boost, and then going to Digivolve Gazimon, and then Shakuamon for a cost of 4, which is a cool tech, being able to just Digivolve since his security is, I think, 5 or less is a threshold, going to be able to just recover 1 off of that effect. And then got a really sick effect on top of that. If you are DNA Digivolving him, I believe you get to bounce something with like equal or lower level, and then just going to go Ophanimon fall down mode to recover that 3rd security, putting him back up to 3, and in that situation to be able to Digivolve into these warts to defeat the next turn. So I'm going to gain 1 at the start of my main phase because of the Ken Davis, Digivolve him into the Veemon there, and then just going to swing security with the Magnamon and hitting a Bokomon there, who actually should be able to kill the Magnamon here because it is plus... Oh, no, actually, no, that's not Zoe. That's not Zoe. So if it was a Zoe, that would have killed the Magnamon, unfortunately. But luckily for me, the Pokemon is only 5,000 right there. So Magnamon does get to live that. Also got the Plasma Shot in hand, but I don't think I've got enough to be able to kill the Jet Sylphimon. So probably just want to get more Veemons and Armors on the field. So going to play the Jamming Veemon, Digivolve into the Flame Dramon there, or... going to play the Starter Egg Veemon, Digivolve into the Flame Dramon there so I can get the Inherited underneath it and then possibly just start swinging next turn. And then going to Megadeth once more, putting the Ophanimon back in hand. Now, this is a little bit annoying because I know, of course, he can just Digivolve it again on top of the Jet Sylphimon, but I don't want him to get the on deletion effect either. So he could be playing something like a Deathclaw, being able to pop his own Ophanimon, pop one of my guys, and then float into a level 4. But you could argue either way, he's going to reuse one of those cards. I need to get something off the field. Otherwise, he pretty much had lethal on field regardless. So then we're going to see the Ophanimon Digivolved, of course, being able to recover 1 since he does have yellow Digimon underneath the sources there. Going to swing into the Magnamon, and of course, Magnamon will use the Armor Purge effect to prevent the deletion and just trashing the top Digivolution card from, trashing Magnamon himself. And then we're going to see a Flame Hell Scythe played for a cost of 6. Dual yellow-purple option there, and then being able to minus 6,000 on the Flame Dramon. Now, keep in mind, the Flame Dramon drops to 0. It is deleted, so you can save it with Armor Purge. But then, because DP, attack and DP reduction and gaining do stack, it actually checks that the Veemon is now 0 DP also, so the Veemon dies regardless. Anyways, so we're just going to bring out the Veemon, hit into another Flame Hell Scythe, which is super unfortunate because he got to play Zephyrmon off the first one. Does he have another target? He does. Going to be able to play a Kazemon off of the second one. So that is just so much value, guys. I think I've said before, I think Flame Hell Scythe is such a crazy card. Being able to blow something up and play back a level 4 to 5 Digimon on top of that is just absolutely crazy. So we're going to Digivolve into the Lydramon for a cost of 2. And then, of course, being able to suspend the Ken and Davis there because I am evolving into a dual-colored Digimon. And then just going to probably swing over the Gazimon. That's pretty, So going to swing over the Gazimon, I think that's a pretty safe play, especially because we do face lethal if he's got a hybrid in his hand next turn, which, of course, he probably does. And discard his Ward Defeat there, which is interesting. Probably has multiples of them in his hand. That's really the only reason I can see to discard that. And then we're just going to Plasma Shot, of course, being able to bypass the color restriction. Minus 4,000 on something, and then minus 1,000 to all Digimon for each armor in my trash. So that is going to be, I think, 5,000 or 6,000. Going to be able to delete the Kazemon there, and then play the Veemon for a cost of 3, putting my opponent back to 3 with only 2 Digimon on field and possibly only 3 swings the following turn. And of course, if I draw into a Lobomon and he doesn't Zord defeat me, I have the potential to go for game later on, but he's just going to actually double attack the Lydramon there, so being able to save with Armor Purge once, and then just going to hit over the Veemon as well. Then we're going to see the Shakuamon once again Digivolved for a cost of 4. Being able to recover 1 is super nice. Then putting my opponent back to 3. I'm going to start with 1. No Davis this game, which is a little bit unfortunate. No Hammer Sparks or anything either, so I'm really just at the mercy of my opponent here. I did draw into the Fire Rocket, which is another really cool option card, essentially like a Lightning Joust for the deck. But of course, I'm going to gain 1 memory off of the Ken and Davis there. So we're just going to swing Jamming with the first check off of the Veemon, which is really nice that he lived because now I can just Digivolve him into something like a Flame Dramon, of course, and then being able to unsuspend off of the Ken and Davis, which is really, really nice, being able to swing multiple multiple times. And then, of course, I've got the layer protection off of the Armor Purge. Just checking the trash here, seeing how many Digimon we've got with Armor Form. So we can just Plasma Shot and then delete the Shokumon there. Now, I probably should have swung anyways, because unless he basically has to double attack the Flame Dramon to be able to out it next turn. And I've got a Veemon coming out, which I can just, hit with the Fire Rocket, being able to unsuspend it with the Magnamon potentially. So I think that might have been the better play, and just putting him down to 1 security. But regardless, we're going to see the Kazemon Digivolved, and putting my opponent down to 4. Possibly going to go into the Jet Selfie. Of course, that is the ideal play here. But does he have it? No, he doesn't seem like he have it. Oh, and he's going to hit a Hammer Spark, putting him down to 2 memory. Is there anything he could really do about the Flame Dramon aside from Flame Health? I think probably not. That's kind of the annoying thing about the Armor Purge matchup. I think you have a really, really nice time against all the security control decks, all the slower pace decks, because you can just rush them down. Your rookies get a lot of value for you, lots of searchers and stuff. And then, of course, your Armor Purge champions don't die the first time they would be deleted, which is going to put me to 1 with the Zoe there. I am going to go ahead and start with 2 because of my dual tamer here, which gives me enough to go into the Lydramon. And of course, I do also have the Fire Rocket, so it might be worth it to just Fire Rocket the Flame Dramon, put him to 8,000. I think it boosts by, no, it might boost by 2,000 only. Actually, I'm thinking Lightning Just. It doesn't boost at all. But regardless, I'm just going to swing with the Veemon first, which probably wasn't the best play. And then going to swing into the security with the Flame Dramon, hitting dual tamers, so I got super lucky there. And we're just going to Lobomon 4 games. So I think that's the line I was thinking of. But there were multiple ways to end that game. But if I did hit a Flame Hellscythe or anything there, I probably would have been in trouble. So game 2, the opponent is going to start, of course, Digivolving into the Gazimon, and then just playing a Cody for 3. Cody's really nice because he just gives you +1 memory if you've got a yellow Digimon in play at the start of your main phase. I really like the start of the main phase effects. They're nice because it doesn't have to specifically be at the very start of your turn. You can wait until like you promote a Digimon from your breeding phase, and then you can get the +1 memory after that. I'm just going to put him to 1 by playing my Davis and Ken once again. Got Flame Dramon and Magnetmon in my hand, plus the inherited draw off the Upamon, as well as the Veemon for the potential +2 draw off of next turn, since he did play the Bokomon here. Also got the blue memory boost, which I'm trying a little bit in the deck, and I do actually enjoy quite a bit for the extra memory and the searchability. We're going to see the Bokomon hit here, and unfortunately no hybrids. 3 tamers revealed, and my opponent is going to grab the TK card and put the rest at the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, probably promote the Veemon here, and then gain 1 memory off of the Ken and Davis. So I'm going to go Flame Dramon for the Digivolution cost of 2. Of course, he does get plus 2,000, 3,000, I think, and then I'm going to draw 2, 1 off the Upamon, and then 1 off of the Veemon inherited, since at the time of triggering I did have 7 or less in my hand, and unfortunately I'm going to hit the most impactful option card against this deck. Probably is going to be something like Chaos Degrade. And just keep in mind, guys, the security effect of Chaos Degradation is not actually the same as the main effect, so that was a misplay here. You're supposed to just put the Digimon on top or bottom of the security stack, and you don't trash, so you technically recover your opponent 1 by getting rid of their Digimon. So it's not the same as the main effect. I do apologize for that. I think I'm just a little bit used to that just kind of being the face for all the big removal cards like Gaia Force and stuff, and plus these are a little bit of newer cards to me, so I do apologize once again. So the Davis should still be on top of the security stack, but anyways, we're just going to see the opponent go ahead and Digivolve into the Kazemon Jet Sylphie combo. Pretty nasty there. Going to be able to draw a couple cards and recover all the way back to 5 there. Probably going to go into an Ophanimon, or possibly just swing security after this. He does also have the Gazimon, so that shuts off my things like Hammer Spark, any Ice Walls and security as well, so it's pretty strong against the blue matchup. Then we're just going to see the Zoe played for a cost 3, grabbing the Jet Sylphimon out of the security once again, going to be able to recover the following turn most likely, and then recovering 1 after that. So I'm going to go ahead and hatch, gain 1 memory off of the Davis Ken effect, since I've got the Veemon in play, and then I'm going to just go ahead and Digivolve into the Veemon there. The jamming Veemon's really nice, and I've got lots of spicy plays for the following turn. Unfortunately, no armors yet in my trash right now, so Plasma Shot looking more like I want to hold onto that, unless I just absolutely want to get rid of the Gazimon, because I've got the blue memory boost in my hand as well. But I think I've got all the pieces I need, so I'm just going to go Lydramon for a cost of 2. Suspend the Bokomon or the Gazimon here. I think probably the Bokomon is a little bit better, because I don't necessarily necessarily need the plus memory off the Hammer Spark and things like that right now, so I just want to prevent my opponent from gaining a ton of memory off of the Pokemon, because I'm not playing Madoki Betamon in this list, so I have no way of preventing that. The other thing I like about this deck is it's a literal like rainbow color deck. You see my hand, I've got a yellow card, a blue card, red, no purple, but somehow we'll find a way to fit that in. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and play the Veemon and put my opponent to 2 there. And then we're just going to see the Zoe Digivolve into the Zephyrmon. So that is a currently plus 6,000 boost to the security stack there. And then we're just going to double swing over the Lydramon with the Zephyr plus Jet Sylphie. And then just going to play a TK Kari for a cost of 4, putting me to 4. And then of course I will promote the Veemon and start with 5 there. Just going to swing and then not draw off the Upamon, unfortunately, but we do have jamming into the security stack. Of course, going to hit a Cody there, and then going to hit jamming into the Suzanomon there, which is hella value for sure. Don't want to be swinging that into, hitting that when I'm checking for game or anything. Although it's really not even that big of a consequence because of the armor purge mechanic. Going to Digivolve into Flamedramon and then unsuspend it with the Candavis effect, and then just checking my trash, seeing if I've got anything in there to work with. Of course, now I've got the Hammer Spark, but of course I probably just want to hold that until the end of the game. Then we're just going to Fire Rocket, give my Flamedramon the second attack +1. I do believe he's sitting at 8,000, yep, because he's got the plus 3,000 boost from Zone Effect, but of course that's not going to be enough to save him from the Ophanimon there, so going to be able to trash. But then the cool thing is he still does check the second card, and the Veemon has jamming, because now that the Flamedramon is gone, we're looking at the main effect of this stack, which is just the Veemon. So really cool interaction. Then we're just going to Digivolve into the Magnamon possibly for a cost of 3, putting the opponent to 1 and then unsuspending it. And then it does get plus 2,000 for the Flamedramon plus Rhydramon. So it's sitting at 11,000 currently, but then the opponent is going to gain 1 off the Cody and then 2 off the TK Kari, but going to 4 memory. So quite a lot you can do with there, but I don't think I'm in fear of losing, of course, because we've only got 5 swings. We're just going to see the Ophanimon fall down, Digivolve for a cost of 4, putting my opponent to 0, and then of course recovering 1, swinging at the Veemon there, trying to clear the field of any potential threats, because you definitely don't want the Veemon living, swinging multiple times, going into another armor, stuff like that. And then possibly going to see his Ward Defeat here. We know he's playing it. Now we're just going to see a TK played for a cost of 4. Looking through the quite thin security stack. Going to see if we can get any outs to the Magnamon or anything here. And then going to recover 1. So it was a yellow card. It was a Zephyrmon. So we know he's got multiple hybrids. Probably going to be able to gain me, because he will start with 6 for sure the following turn, because he's got the Cody plus TK Kari, so he could actually just like triple hybrid me next turn if I don't game him, or if I don't end his get rid of his field somehow. But I did draw Fire Rocket and Armor Texture. So first of all, I'm going to Fire Rocket, put my Magnamon to second attack +1. We're going to swing security, hitting a Zoe and a Flame Hellside. But then we're going to Armor Texture to go into the Rhydramon after the Magnamon has already swung. Now, I do want to pose a question to you guys here. So Armor Texture says you can trash the top card and then Digivolve into a Digimon card with Armor Form and traits for the Digivolution cost. However, if you guys recall, he was hit with the Flame Hellside, so this whole stack is minus 6,000. So my question to you guys is, does the Veemon actually die before you fully resolve Armor Texture? Because once you trash it, right, the Veemon is technically minus 6,000. So I would think that possibly it dies before you actually go into the Rhydramon on top of it. Or do you think it happens all at once before the game kind of checks what the DP of the Veemon is? Let me know down in the comments below. We weren't actually sure when I was recording this video, so we went ahead and went the ruling that you just got to Armor Texture anyways. But looking back at it, I think that might be actually incorrect. So if any of you guys are savvy with the rulings, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But regardless, I do think the Veemon Armor Rush deck has a quite strong matchup against a lot of the slower decks. So guys, that has been the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I do apologize about the misplays, but thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.